Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I want to speak about a cool little pipe cutter I got from General Pipe Cleaners. This video is not paid promotion. I simply want to give you guys my honest opinion on their pipe cutters and why I like them so much. Before starting, if at the end of this video you're interested in getting your own cutter, I've linked all the models I'll be showing in the description box below for you so you don't have to search around. I've been working a long time with these types of cutters, and what's fun about them is that they're adjustable and fit more than one size, so you don't have to carry multiple cutters around. And I gotta say, that's pretty much the only downside to having a set of close quarter cutters like these, really. So let's talk about the good stuff. First of all, these auto cutters are pretty cheap compared to a lot of big brands like Rigid or Lennox at around $15 to $20 each. If you compare them to the Lennox, for example, the 3-piece kit costs approximately $90, so price-wise, they're pretty hard to beat for the quality. When using the AutoCut, the first thing I noticed is the size. Just the fact that they don't need a knob to tighten them, hence their name AutoCut, allows for you to get into tighter spots, which for me is a big plus. Now, don't get me wrong, this applies to any close quarter cutter, and I'll get to what differs from both of these later in the video. Something else I hate about cutters with knobs is that a lot of models have a slick round knob, which makes it hard to tighten, especially when there's water coming out of the pipe that you're cutting. Here's an old Rigid brand cutter I modified because it had a round knob that was too hard to turn. These are badly designed in my opinion and cause unnecessary fatigue and frustration, and the AutoCuts don't have this problem. Something else that makes me like them is the fact that there's no way for something to snag in them while you're cutting a pipe. This cheaper model cutter, for example, which is also a good cutter, has an opening in the front where anything could get stuck, such as wires or even your fingers if you're not careful. The AutoCut has what I like to call it a door that closes the loop and keeps it from snagging into stuff and making things even harder. This neat little feature also allows for a ratchet handle to be used to speed things up even more, but needs to be bought separately. It also makes it easier to turn in tighter spots without sacrificing too much space. Other brands like Rigid do sell a separate ratcheting handle as well for their small pipe cutter, but I find it to be way too bulky for what it's meant to do, and it just gets in the way in my opinion. I also noticed that these cutters are super hard to remove once they snap into place. So let's say you put it on your pipe and it's a 1/4 inch away from your mark, they're really hard to remove compared to the auto cutters, which just need to be opened and moved. All of these little things are what make a difference to me. On adjustable cutters like this, if the knob is tightened too much, it could cause excessive burring inside the pipe, and also, you risk snapping the cutting wheel and needing to replace it. Nonetheless, always deburr the inside of the pipe you just cut using a deburring tool like this, or like this. It'll save you a lot of trouble in the long run. Now, these close quarter cutters do require a little more attention than adjustable cutters when replacing the cutting wheels. Unlike the adjustable model, they don't have an easy to remove pin that holds it in place. You basically need to gut it out to get to it. There's a few videos on YouTube showing how to do this for these models, but I'll show you the easiest way to do it right now. First off, you'll need to unscrew the 3 screws that are holding the body together. As soon as you remove them, you'll see 2 little nylon rollers. Just put these aside for now. Then, turn it over and do the same thing for the back side. Once again, you'll have a second set of rollers to remove, so be careful not to lose these. You'll be left with the door portion of the cutter, which contains the spring and cutting wheel. And to get to it, you gotta remove the last screw, which is right here. To remove the plastic door, just gently swing it back until it pops off the rivets that are keeping it in place. Now, the only thing holding back the wheel is a small metal shaft that you need to remove. So, grab one of the screws and push it out until the wheel is free. At this point, I always like taking a bit of time to clean the inside of the cutter with a paper towel and toothbrush to get any gunk out. Get your new replacement wheel, align the holes, and pop in the shaft. As soon as you reach this step, make sure to swing this part in so that the shaft doesn't come out. And then you basically just need to repeat the dismantling steps in reverse and the wheel is replaced. Just be careful not to over tighten the screws. In all, the wheel could be replaced in less than 5 minutes, which makes for easy maintenance. I personally prefer carrying the 3 close quarter cutters instead of an adjustable one, even if it weighs more in my tool bag. I found that there are more goods than bads by doing it this way. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I left a link in the description box below that links to these cutters if ever you want to get your own. And as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video.